wanna sit here at your feet. I'm caught up in this holy moment. I never wanna leave. I'm not here for blessings. Jesus, you don't owe me anything more than anything that you can do. I just want you. I'm sorry when I've just gone through the motions. I'm sorry when I just sang another song. Take me back to where we started. I open up my heart to you. I just want you, nothing else, nothing else, nothing else will do. I just want you, nothing else, nothing else, nothing else will do. I just want you.
Hey guys, welcome back to Singing Mamas. I'm Bianca,
And I'm Gabriella.
and this is episode 3.
And today we're going to be talking about seeking in the wrong places.
If you're wondering what we mean by seeking in the wrong places, we mean that you are trying to find other ways to cope with whatever you're dealing with whatever you're struggling with, and you're seeking anyone or anything but God, which is what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
We're going to help you understand and help you seek God and not things of the world, which is just, digging you a deeper hole, just not helping with whatever you're dealing with. And you seeking in the world isn't going to, help you, even though you think it might.
It's like filling a void with something that's not going to help it at all. It's
temporary.
Yeah.
Temporary happiness.
But God is like, if you find Him and you seek for Him, it's like an eternal happiness that you're always going to have. It's not going to like run out or anything. It's going to be there forever if you keep seeking Him and wanting to know more about Him. When we were looking for the topic to do today, I was thinking about how people in the world like look for things instead of looking for God. And some examples that I thought of were a lot of people like to either, like when they go to the club, they like go to the club and like start drinking or dancing, and they do that to like fill a void.
I've seen like in movies, like when they like
Yes.
when like the boyfriend like tells like they keep like drinking, they're like telling him to stop, and then they're like, oh, like leave me alone or something. That's one example.
A lot of people, they use that to distract themselves, and they're living in the moment, not thinking of what that could bring like at the end.
That's when like temporary happiness comes in.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes where like matters become worse, because you are living in the moment and you are not thinking about the consequences that can bring. Because when you're clubbing,
it can literally turn into like a whole mess, because like you can get like either drunk or something, and then you like drive or something, and then you get like into a whole car crash. So it's like it doesn't stop at that point. It just like gets worse and worse as you continue.
Or like when you're drunk, you can't really control what you say. So like something might slip out and you didn't mean to say it. And then later on, like the next day, it might like mess things up with whoever.
I can relate to this topic because earlier this year when Corona hit, I was like in a very bad state mentally. Like I wouldn't come out of my room and I was just sad all the time. I wouldn't talk to anyone. And one thing I was doing to like distract myself was I would either watch YouTube or watch Netflix. And I felt like that would bring me temporary happiness because it would like distract me from everything going on. And if you know me, like I don't like talking about my feelings. So what that did for me was I was basically living the other person's life while watching like a YouTube video or like a vlog or something. I was living their life and not focusing on what was going on with me.
Like a family vlog.
Yeah, it like distracted me, and I used that as a temporary like happiness. And while I was in like watching or something, I felt like normal, like nothing, like I wasn't sad or anything. It was just normal.
I don't know, like YouTube and like watching other people's lives and like how perfect it seems, it like it's almost you want to live that life, and you want to, you know, live whatever they're living, and you want to have the same routine. And like obviously people don't show like what behind the scenes, like what like bad things that go on in their lives. They only show the good parts, and they only show the happy stuff. At least some people do. When you watch it, it's like you're living their life, and like it brings you happiness as if it's like your life. But then when you like don't watch it, you are kind of just thinking about how like terrible your
you're like back in
is.
your own, technically like you're back in your own body, thinking about your own thoughts. Like your thoughts are not like what they're doing or thinking, it's you. And for me, most of the time, like I didn't know. I was kind of like numb at the point, so like I didn't know what I was feeling, so it was like kind of hard to like process everything. So what I would like do was turn on my TV. Like once I like felt that, I would turn my TV on, and I would only come out like to eat necessary things, and I wouldn't talk to anyone, nothing. So like all that was kept inside, and the only time it would come out was either like by crying. That basically I would like cry. And now looking back to it, my mom, she reminded me, she was like, the thing you're missing is God. She was like, there's a void and nothing's gonna fill it but him. And I was like, like I didn't really want to. I just felt like this should be sufficient, like the YouTube and stuff. But at the end of the day, it wasn't, and it didn't get better until I actually did seek him. And I was like, maybe I should try this out, because like I knew, like we grew up in a Christian household and everything, so I know God, but I never really had that relationship with him. So then when I started trusting him, everything got way better, and that's how I kind of got out of that state of my life at the time.
Even though we grew up in a Christian household, it doesn't mean that we're like not gonna have influences and distractions. We're still gonna get distracted, and there's still gonna be things. There's still gonna be like a part of life where you kind of lose God and like enter like this world of like without him, because I can also relate to this, because like I wouldn't spend time with God at one point, and I was kind of in this like hole. Like I knew I needed him, but I didn't want to seek him because I just didn't want to. I didn't feel like it. And obviously that was a bad mistake, a bad idea, because things just got worse without him. And if you spend your life knowing that you need to seek him but don't, it's not going to bring you any good, which is what me and her learned. And a life without God is like you're nothing, and you are influenced so much, and you are like looking for distractions. I can't imagine the people who don't know who like God is, and like who haven't been introduced to him, because we grew up in a Christian household, and we like spent like our depressive times like not seeking him at all, and that was bad enough. So I can just imagine people who don't even know him and who haven't even been introduced to him. So this is just
like reject him. That's
like, you know, and that's the thing, like you knew that you had to seek him but you didn't. And like the moment that you seek him, you already feel the change, you already feel the transformation, you already feel so happy. Because when I was like not seeking him, you feel that emptiness. Like, you literally feel that sadness, and it's digging you, like it's hitting you
and
every single day.
You try to look for something, but everything you do, at the end of the day, like the happiness wears out. So it's like, where's that like permanent happiness? That I'm trying to look for this permanent happiness that I can't find. So like you're looking everywhere, but like literally God's right there. And he wants you to come to him, but
you don't want to.
One thing my dad, he helped me with once he like saw me going through this, we did a devotional where we read a verse as a family, and we like elaborated on the verse or spoke to each other on what the verse like told us or what we learned from it. So that helped me a lot. And I also journaled. Like I said before, I didn't like to open up, so I journaled, and I asked like prayers, like little prayers, or like just writing stuff down to talk to him. And I also prayed. My mom helped me like pray every day. As a family, we also did that. So I prayed for like my mental health, or I prayed for just problems as a family.
In the beginning of this year, I remember I wanted markers for my birthday so I can start journaling and I can make it like pretty, because I know a lot of artsy people like to journal like when they don't want to talk and they want to make it pretty. So I was like one of those people. I was one of those people who really like to make things pretty and really like to draw. So what I did was I journaled, and when she was talking to me, since she didn't like to talk about her feelings to people, I was like, Gabriela, journal.
The reason I didn't journal was because at the point I was so numb and I couldn't feel anything. So I bottled all that up and I didn't know what to write at all. Like I would sit there and it would just be blank. I wouldn't know what to write. I wouldn't know how to express myself. And even though I knew nobody was gonna read it and it was just like trying to get it out, I just couldn't. Like I didn't know at all.
You can kind of see from both perspectives because we're complete opposites. Like she's numb, I'm not. What depression does to you is it makes you seek in the wrong places, and it makes you look for distractions so that you can distract yourself on what's really going on. I remember I watched this show for like 2 days, and it was 3 seasons, and each episode was like an hour, and I remember I watched it in 2 days and I didn't sleep at all. And that was basically my distraction. I would not sleep. I would spend hours on YouTube looking at shows. And it wasn't necessarily family shows and family vlogs. It was just shows because I would watch it because it was interesting, and I wasn't thinking about what I was struggling with, and I was happy. I was happy watching my shows. What I did was I started getting voices in my head telling me, hey Bianca, you need to start spending time with me, you need to start spending time with God. And I remember I was getting that reminder in my head all the time, and I knew that it was God because it was a very powerful voice, and I knew it was something that I couldn't ignore. Like it was like in the back of my head all the time. And I remember I got this all of a sudden I got this motivation to spend time with God. And I remember I woke up at 5 a.m. and I went downstairs to my living room, and I had my phone with me, and I put a song. This was in like April, March, and I went down here and I started praying, and I was like, it felt so good. Like it was like when I finished spending time with God, I feel like a feather. I feel like I'm floating in the air, and it was so good. And it was a feeling that motivates you to spend time with him, because no one wants to feel depressed, no one wants to feel sad, no one wants to have to seek for temporary happiness, but it's something that we feel like we have to do because we're so desperate that we will literally go anywhere for temporary happiness. no matter how short the happiness is. We're so desperate, and we just search for it anywhere. And we search in all the wrong places, but the places that we need to be searching it in. And that's what helped me. I spent time with God, and I got a sudden suddenly I just got this motivation, and it made me feel really good.
And also, seeking God is like so easy. So when people like go to drugs, drinking, smoking, vaping, any of that, or even like clubbing, they seek that, but then at the end of the day, like everything's gonna be worse. Like you wake up, you're gonna feel the same. If you seek God, it's like so easy. There's no hard work. Just like talk to him. You can talk to him like you're talking to a friend. Like I can talk to her, and you can just talk to God because he's your friend, he's your father, he loves you. So there's no hard way. It's not like you have to go to a specific place, specific time where to seek him. He's always around you, he's always near you, and he's always willing to listen to you. So just like call out to him. You can even put a song. Like it's just so easy. You can put a song, you can pray. Like I said, it's just so easy to seek for him. So I found 2 verses while looking into this topic, and one of them was James 4:7, and it says, "Submit yourselves therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you." Once you seek God and you know who he is and you're firm in him, like all the temptations that you're gonna have to like go out and party, it's gonna go. Like it's like your spirit like resists it once you're in him, and because like a lot of people say like when you go to church and they're like, oh, now my spirit like resists like all those things from the world, like drinking or something like that. Once you look for him and seek him, he will help you, and the devil will flee in his name. The second verse is 1 Corinthians 10:13, and it says, "No temptation has taken over you that is not common to man. God is faithful, and he will not let you be tempted beyond your ability. But with that temptation, he will also provide the way of escape that you may be able to endure it." So in that verse, it's saying that God, like she said, God doesn't want to see you fail. So he's not going to let you be tempted by something that you can't overcome. So if it's beyond your ability, it's not going to come. And God always wants the best for you. He's not going to put something in your way or in your path that he knows you can't get over, like obstacles or something like that. So he's always looking out for you. He always wants the best for you. And here it says, with the temptation, he will also provide the way of escape. If you look for him, you look in the Bible, it's going to tell you how to get over these things. It's going to tell you where to look, where to go, and how exactly to do it. Because like the Bible's very straightforward. Like it tells you, it's not like a code that you have to like decipher. It's like very straightforward, and from that you'll like know what to do.
Temptation is a very powerful thing, and you know, I've been told that, you know, the devil isn't gonna come like right away, just like full force.
Yes.
He's going to like put little things in your mind, and he's going to try and tempt you little by little, like with the little things. Because the devil's watching you.
And once you open the door, like, if you don't open the door, he can't come in. It's like my mom told me, it's like somebody comes at your door, and if you don't open the door, they can't come in. So if you don't go out and look for these things, he can't come in. If you're always looking for God, seeking him, there's no way of him coming in. So do not open that door.
Yeah. And what you mean, and you might be confused on what you mean by opening a door. Not like a literal door, but a spiritual door. Like if you're watching things and doing things that you shouldn't be doing, that is opening a door for the devil to come in
and plant things, and then you just fall into deeper and deeper temptation and stuff.
So just always, that's why you always need to be on God's side. That's why you always need to be reading your word, doing what he's called you to do, seeking him every day, so that you can, you know, that wisdom and that knowledge and knowing right from wrong can like, you know, grow every day, your knowledge about him and what you need to be doing. You'll know your calling, you'll know what you need to do, and those temptations will not come to you. You will not fall into it if you are always reading your Bible and always, you know, reading your word.
See you next time, and always remember, don't be a drama mama, be a singing mama.